Okay, I think we're live, guys. I think we are live. If you can see and hear me, please let me know. Please let me know. Today is the last day of our 18th anniversary event. So obviously we got a lot of things to discuss. Of course, we're going to include a giveaway in this video as well. So we'll go ahead and just let some people come on in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for tuning in if you were able to make it here today. Diane, what's going on? We got Fresh Kid in the house. Sorry about that. We got Michael, Mintak, Jimmy, Trenton. Oh man, we're starting to get a lot of people in here. We got John, Jason, Justin, Devin, Gary, Milos, Eloy. Did I say that right? I hope I did. We got Derek, Medtat, Neil, Brad, Eric, John, Dave, Doug, Abong. Did I say that right? Steven, what's up, guys? What's going on? Prize for the first 5. Come on, man. I would if I could. I would if I could, okay? I promise you that. What's up, guys? Your 18th birthday was more expensive than my son's. That's fair enough. You're like, all right, son, here's this $20. You're like, I need to buy $400 of flashlights for myself. Thanks. Appreciate it. What's up, guys? Awesome new items. Thank you, Rick. Really appreciate that. Cool. Awesome. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. By the way, just a reminder, it really helps us out if you hit the thumbs up button, the like button. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Today, we're going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking about our anniversary products, of course. Mainly, it's just to like answer questions and hang out with you guys. I did go live at the beginning of this week. I went live on Tuesday. And I basically did like an entire presentation of all the new products. Today, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more efficient, considering that it's the last day of the event. Most of you guys already know about these products. I'm sure some of you watching right now might actually have some of these products in your hands already. We're starting to see a lot of mail calls in our Facebook group for sure. So if you guys have ordered and you already have a tracking number, maybe you already have your products, congratulations. I hope you guys really enjoy these. I think we really nailed it on these products, man. The OAL products are so good. The O-Clip Ultra is fantastic. The Warrior Ultra is wonderful. Even the new Duron pocket knife is amazing. We also have all kinds of keychain lights. Make sure that you guys get the 18th anniversary keychain light. Please make sure that you guys get this before the sale is over. If you haven't placed an order yet, please make sure that you guys get this. The way that you guys get this for free is by just ordering anything during the event. So it doesn't really matter what you order, as long as you order something while you're logged into an account, you will get this keychain light for free. It looks beautiful. I love the fact that it is specific to this event. It's got the 18 right there. This is the first time we've done this awesome kind of matte purple finish with the gold going around the head right there. So really, really great light. Please make sure that you get one for free by ordering something else during this event. I mean, everybody can use an O-Clip Ultra. I mean, everybody can use one of these. I don't care who you are. Even if you've never used a flashlight before, you can put it in your backpack. You can clip it to your belt loop. You can clip it to your hat, clip it to your shirt. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old. It doesn't matter. This is a product for everybody, all right? Because of the fact that it has so many different modes, all right? So we have floodlight. We've got spotlight. And I'll show you the little hot spot right there. You can see the tight hot spot. We'll do a double tap there, take you to the 120 meter output. And then we have the 530 lumen floodlight right there. And then we have UV as well. Type-C charging made out of OAL aluminum, so it won't get all scratched and beat up. Type-C charging, and it has a lifetime warranty. So it's pretty much got everything that you would want out of a small, lighting product of this size. And then on top of it being really strong and robust from the OAL, you also get the lifetime warranty. So Out of all the products that you could have confidence, buying, the OAL products from Olight, I think you can be the most confident about, because you're getting OAL, which is the most robust material that you can get for a flashlight today, and then the lifetime warranty that also covers one of the strongest flashlight materials ever, right? So, I mean, even without the warranty, I think these are a great buy because of the fact that they're just so strong and they're built to last, right? We don't build these for you to use them a couple times and then just throw them in a drawer. I mean, there's a reason why when we do like switch tests, like for example, we have this machine and it basically just turns the light on and off again and again, just bing, 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 bing. And it does it like 10,000 times. And we do it to a whole bunch of pieces of these products. And it's not just the O-Clip Ultra. We do it for literally all of the products that we make. We pretend that we are using the flashlight literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of times. So that way, when you get it, and you inevitably end up using it thousands of times for the next years and years, we know that it's going to be okay. Because it's like, well, I mean, we literally press the switch 10,000 times on this product, and the switch feels exactly the same as the first time we pressed it. So obviously, it's going to last, right? We know this stuff's going to last because we test it to make sure it does before we put it into full production and sell it to you guys, you know? So just be confident with these products, guys. If there's something that you like, something that looks cool to you, guaranteed it's good quality, guaranteed it's got lifetime warranty, you're covered. You're good. Like, you shouldn't have any reservations purchasing products on our site because we have your back, right? And the product quality, I think, is the best that it's ever been. I mean, look, I haven't been here since the very beginning. I mean, we've been around 18 years. I've been around for 10, right? So the company has obviously changed a lot in the past 10 years since 2015. I mean, hell, the world has changed a lot in the past 10 years as well. Everything's changed in the past decade. So, and one of the things that has changed is I think the quality of our products is the best it's ever been. I mean, just looking at the machining, I mean, the extra machining that went into all of these diagonal lines, and then you have these vertical lines that go through that to give you this extra grip on the product, like the precision of the machining on this is some of the most detailed we've ever done. I mean, look at just the knurling here on the center metal switch right there as well. So we're doing the most detailed machining we've ever done before. I mean, this is precision, guys. This is the best machining we've done. OAL, best material that we've made flashlights in. You know, that's a new thing, but it's better than the aluminum that we've been using for the past decade, right? 21700 battery, 5,000 milliamps. Obviously, just a few years ago, that battery did not exist. A 5,000 milliamp cell that is this size was impossible. If you wanted to get 5,000 milliamps, you had to get a gigantic battery that just made no sense for a flashlight. So again, that's something that we're able to do today that just wasn't possible back then. So we're getting the best run times ever because we have the 21700 battery, which is vastly superior to really anything else, even 18650s. I mean, the best 18650 on the market is like 3,500 milliamps, maybe 3,600 milliamps, but around 3,500 is like the best 18650 you can get, like meaning true output. And this is 5,000 milliamps, and the battery is only a tiny bit bigger than that 18650. So I just think in terms of battery life, in terms of the materials, in terms of the machining, it's the best. It's the best products we've ever made, which makes a lot of sense because every time that we do a run of products, you know, have that be whatever, 1,000 pieces, 5,000, 10,000, whatever the run is, every time we create new products and do a manufacturing run, we're learning, right? So at this point, we've literally built millions of flashlights, like millions and millions of flashlights. I mean, hell, even the i3E, we've sold about 1.5 million i3Es, and that's just one product. So when you've literally created millions and millions of products, you get better at it, you know? And so all I'm trying to prove is this is just a really long way of me saying I think we're producing some of the best products we've ever done. And on top of that, we rolled out the best warranty ever as well. So when it comes like time to buy Olight, I mean, this is the time. Like I feel like product quality, customer service, just all kinds of just the support that we provide to our community, I personally think is the best it's ever been right now. I think it's the best, you know? And I've seen what's been going on every single day for the past 10 years. And I am just really, really happy to just see how damn good these products are. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. So we've got the dark version here. We've got the stealth gray. Oh, sorry, it's got the proximity sensor here, but I'll go ahead and bring it up. And so we've got this big, beautiful hotspot that's insanely bright. You can see how my hand is kind of disappearing, right? But on top of that, we have this really big this really big spill that is going around the hotspot. And the spill is basically the light that you're getting from the edge of the hotspot going to the edge of the light that's coming out of the lens of the flashlight, right? So what I really like about the Warrior Ultra is the fact that you've got that really tight hotspot, but you've got a lot of surrounding light as well. So not only can you look at something that's over 300 meters away, you can also look at something that's really like close to you as well, because you're still getting some really nice flood. The issue with thrower specific lights, where it's like it's just a thrower, is most things you do with a flashlight are going to be up close, right? I mean, how often are you looking at stuff that's hundreds of meters away? Maybe sometimes, right? Unless you live on a lot of land, maybe you're a farmer, maybe you live out in the countryside and you do need to have that kind of distance constantly. But for most people, I feel like they want everyday carry. They want lights that they can use for normal daily tasks. And what's good about the Warrior Ultra is you can do all of those normal daily tasks, but then you can drop this thing into turbo and use it at that crazy distance when you happen to need it, you know? So the versatility and the usage scenarios, the use cases for this light, I feel like is endless, you know, because you can use it when you're looking at something like on your hand, you know, or if you want to, you can go further away, double tap. So it's just, I'm just very, very happy with the beam of this. I think it's very, very useful. So if you're asking like, what would I need that flashlight for? I mean, pretty much everything, because you also have the side switch. So you can do just kind of regular stuff like walking the dog or, you know, doing things like that. Or you can go into the fist grip and then you're in a full tactical mode, right? And then you also have this aggressive front bezel so you can break glass with it. So this is also nice as you can use it as a self-defense tool. I mean, it has strobe as well, right? So there's all kinds of ways that you can use this. It's a really, really just useful light no matter what you guys are doing. It's not just a tactical application light. You can use it as just a regular thing. So this is live, Caveman Outdoors. He was out, yeah. Great points about the spill on the Warrior. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, and the thing is too, like, I think people don't really like think about that. Like when we advertise the Warrior series, we always talk about like, because when you advertise tactical flashlights, it's all about like the candela, the intensity, right? That's kind of the main selling feature of a tactical light. You want to have a good tail switch, high candela, high intensity. But it's kind of nice that you can also use this as a regular flashlight too. We really balanced out that beam. So you get the distance, but you also get really nice kind of open area light up close. So I like that. The only other kind of, I guess, answer to that would be like a light like the O-Clip Ultra here, where it's got not only the flood, but then it has a whole nother LED to give you that tight hotspot. So this is kind of another solution to that, where it's like, if we're gonna have a tiny light with a super small reflector, it's going to be impossible to get some kind of distance out of that. So because of that, we had to literally put two completely different lenses in the front of the light, or sorry, two completely different reflectors and LEDs in order to be able to get the flood and the throw. Whereas the Warrior Ultra kind of has both mixed into the design of the light. You know, but then again, I mean, we're looking at two completely different form factors, two completely different kinds of products. But I'm just saying. Let's see here. Seeker 4 Pro, pretty much most versatile. Seeker 4 Pro is a really good one too. I will say this: the Warrior Ultra does have a much more defined hotspot, just simply because of the design. So we've got the Cyber Violet Seeker 4 Pro right here. And you can see that it has 4 LEDs with very small cups there. So you got these really small reflectors for each fat LED, large LED. So when you see a configuration like this, it is going to be more of a flood style beam. See there? So the hotspot is much bigger. So here, let's do a little comparison. Why not? I know I'm shining on the wall. I get it. This isn't an actual beam comparison. I just want to show you just the small circle, the hotspot on these lights. So here is the Warrior Ultra. So we got this little circle here. And then we'll go ahead over to the Seeker 4 Pro. And it is bigger, right? Bigger circle. Yep. And then in terms of the flood, you are going to get a little bit more flood with the Seeker 4 Pro as well. Yep. Dope lid, Sean, thanks. These are kind of beater hats for me at this point. I feel like when I'm wearing these hats, like wearing these shirts and stuff, I'm like always working. So I'm always like wearing these clothes out and like just constantly washing them. I always want to like go clothing shopping and buy new clothes. But to be honest with you, like most of the time I just wear like Olight clothes. So like, do I even need clothes at this point when all I wear is Olight clothes? But hey, really love these shirts. They fit well. You know, obviously love the trucker style hats and all that. So, you know, hopefully we can get some more. I know we've had a lot of requests for more hats, for more shirts. I am pushing for that. I'm advocating for that, for us to finally order some. The shirts are a little more difficult because it is based on size. You know, if we order a bunch of size small shirts and then only a couple of small people order it, then, you know, we've got a warehouse full of shirts. Whereas the hats are a little bit easier because it doesn't matter what size your head is, you can probably wear a snapback hat, right? When I order snapback hats, I don't like look at the size or worry about the size. I'm like, cool, I'll just adjust it myself, you know? But unfortunately with shirts and stuff like that, you can't really adjust it. It just either needs to fit or not fit. So at the very least, what I'm saying is I hope we bring back the hats at the least, because everybody can wear the hat. Everybody can wear this hat. So, let's see here. Love every single item this event. I can't stop ordering stuff. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Hey, why don't we can make a little interactive. What Olight underwears went, dude, I would love to have Olight underwear. There was somebody in our Facebook group like a couple years ago made a joke about us like releasing Olight underwear. And it was like these like white boxers with like Olight logos all over them. And people were like, how do I buy this? And and the guy was like, it's a joke. Like I made it with Photoshop. But that would be pretty cool. What about your fans with no heads? I don't know if we have fans that have no head. Yeah. Did they go in like a medieval battle and die or something? Is that how they don't have a head? Is that when I think of someone missing a head, I'm like, I think of like, yeah, medieval swords, Game of Thrones, you know? That's where the head cutting off situation is. Game of Thrones, medieval stuff. The headless horseman, yes. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Yes. Monty Python is fantastic. I actually saw not too long ago, like 6 months ago, I saw Spam-A-Lot, which is like the Monty Python on Broadway, and it was fantastic. I was laughing the whole time. Everybody's voices were fantastic. If you guys happen to be in an area where there's Spam-A-Lot, I know, in New York, there's Spam-A-Lot, of course, but maybe there's a couple other places that have it. Please go see it. It is fantastic, especially if you're a Monty Python fan. A lighted Olight dog collar. That would be really cool. I like that. Um, I've seen, I feel like that exists, but it's low quality, right? I've seen like dogs wearing kind of like neon necklaces and stuff, but I feel like people just put those on their dogs, like because they're walking their dog at night, which I think is very, very smart. Having a light on your dog so people know that your dog exists, I think is a really good thing. But most of the ones that I've seen are usually just some cheap kind of like, almost like, what are those like where you crack it? You know what I mean? And it's like neon at night, but it's only like a one-time use. Like I've seen those. I think it would be cool to have like a dedicated dog collar that has like a couple like legitimate LEDs in it, maybe like one on each side or something. So that way people can see it. Even like RGB would be really cool to see, like a legitimate red, green, blue in a collar. I would love that. I have a dog. I'm obsessed with my dog. I think my fiance usually thinks that I love my dog a little more than her, but she's my daughter, okay? But anyway, I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see more like dog related accessories. We did a few dog things when Obi was a thing. We did a leash, a collar. We did like a harness situation. And that was actually pretty popular. So I would love to see more dog stuff, man, especially the fact that it's getting beautiful outside. This is one of the most beautiful times of the year. Please get outside this weekend if you can. But with the nicer weather, you want to be walking your dog, a little bit more often, and it's a little bit more nice to do that. So I think the dog accessories, especially for spring, summer, I think that's a nice little kind of addition there. Tie the yeah, just bring back Obi. Man, that would be cool. That would be cool. Gobert can be found for the dog. The Gobert is cool. It kind of like hangs off of the dog, and it kind of swings around a little bit. But I would like to see the Gobert. Look, we have a few solutions. You can strap a Gobert onto it. I mean, heck, if you really wanted to, you could just like, put an O clip on their little collar. I mean, this is a very, very strong connection here. So, I mean, you can do that. I've seen people do that. There are some ways for you to put Olights on your dog collar, but just nothing like dedicated to it. But a Gobert, O-Clip Ultra, O-Clip Pro, like, you can do that. We got hit from historic flooding 2 weeks ago, expecting more flooding tomorrow. I am sorry to hear that, Mario. I heard about that. I think it's more kind of in the middle of the country. If you guys are in the U.S., I know some people are watching us from other countries, but if you guys are in the U.S., yeah, I heard about there are actually going to be some storms, definitely in like the middle of the country for sure. So if you guys are, I guess in the Midwest, it might be a little bit rough. I don't know if down in Texas it's going to be rough this weekend, but yeah, snow in Denver today, man. Oh, near St. Louis here. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. St. Louis, yeah. When will the Olight S green dot be released? Yeah, so I got this question when I streamed on Tuesday. Great question, by the way. Valid for sure. So what I've heard is we're looking at Q4 for the green dot. I don't know the exact date. I can't tell you any legitimate details about it because I actually really don't know. But are they working on green dot related products? Of course they are. And they've been talking about like end of year. So I'm thinking maybe like holidays time, like Black Friday, Christmas kind of time. It could be, fingers crossed, maybe before that. But I would be looking at maybe like after summer for the green dot information. Yeah, but from what I've heard from the high up people at Olight is we're definitely looking at a 2025 green release. I just don't know how early it's going to be. It's not going to be in the next couple months. Definitely not this summer. But Q4 is looking quite likely for the green dot stuff. Yeah. Gotta go. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Night Squats, for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great weekend. I've been buying Olight since 2008 with the SR96. What's up? That's awesome. I'm almost blue diamond and will be visiting the Vegas store Sunday. That's so cool. Congratulations. Well done. Yeah, since 2008. That's long. That's so long. I actually have a SR96, SR90 as well. And those were great lights. It's basically like the old version of the X9R. But thank you so much for being a fan since like the very beginning, 2008. Like you're like an OG fan. That's incredible. Thank you so much for being here and continuing to support us. So I mean, hell, you probably know more about the products than I do at this point, but so you probably understood what I was saying earlier when I was like, guys, we're making the best products we've ever made in 2025. Seriously. I need help. I spent so much. Oh, thank you so much. Can the white light on the O strip be made brighter? So you can brighten it up. You can just like use the little slider there on the app. Make sure that you have synced your O strip with the app, and you can change the brightness levels. Obviously, there's all kinds of different different kind of themes and different color configurations. You can even create your own configuration if you would like. I mean, it's one of the most like in-depth apps. It's really crazy. You can do even more with the O strip than you can do with the sphere at this point, which is incredible. So don't sleep on the O strip. They're a lot of fun, especially now. Again, I know I keep saying this, but a lot of opportunities are opening up now that it is not cold outside. Except for you in Denver. Enjoy the snow in Denver. but I mean, now that it's not so cold outside, I mean, people are going to be spending a lot more time outside. Like I've started noticing this past week that there is just more people outside. There's more cars. There's just more people doing stuff, because if it's nice outside, you don't want to sit at your house, right? You want to go out. You want to go have some fun. So this is really good for the flashlight industry. You know, we do pretty well in spring and summer because everybody's outside and you need a flashlight when you go outside. And anyways, so I think this is just a great opportunity for things like flashlights, things like the O strip. You can set it up outside if you'd like. I mean, you only have to plug it in USB. You can plug it into a power bank as well. You don't even need a power source. You can bring a power bank to the campsite with your O strip and you can set it up. I mean, when the O strip first came out, we even did like a fun kind of like a little video thing for the O strip where we went out and we went camping, right? We did actually spend the whole day out there. We had a lot of fun, but we set up like a big canopy. Maybe you guys have seen this video. It's kind of the O strip marketing stuff, but we set up this big canopy outside in the mountains, and we set up like 3 O strips all around this canopy, and we plugged them into power banks, just like 10,000 milliamp power banks. And we were able to run it like all night. We had fun. We were out there until like midnight, and they were running just fine from power banks. So you can even take it out. You don't even need a power source. So there's all kinds of things you can do. All I'm saying is there's a lot of possibilities to use our products outdoors now that it feels good outside. That's all I'm saying, especially the lanterns. O-Lantern music is a must buy for the summertime. I use O-Lantern music like crazy. I have 2 at the ready constantly. So that way, if I go do anything outside, I go hang out, I go read my book, whatever it is, I just set up the O-Lantern music, throw on my favorite song, turn the light on a little bit, give it some ambient light, especially with the Edison bulb feature there. It's incredible. Let's see. I would seriously consider stocking up though, because prices are going to get a lot worse. I mean, it's something to consider. It is something to consider. Unfortunately, I can't read the future. By no means do I want to get political. Please, no political stuff. That's just, ugh. It's Friday. Relax. But it's something you might want to think about. I've been thinking about that too. It's like, if there is something that you want that's like kind of expensive and maybe it's produced in a different country, you might want to look at maybe going like picking that up versus waiting another like 6 months or whatever. It's something to consider. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on, with all the governments around the world, but it is something to consider. I, I have rarely in my life seen things go way down in price. That's usually not the way that the world goes. Um, it's not like a $10,000 Rolex is all of a sudden 5,000. Like they keep going up. They don't go down. So it's something to consider with all things that you purchase in life. Is I personally have just found through the years, I do pay attention to pricing a lot. I do pay attention to what's going on in the business world. And I rarely see, just prices magically go down. They usually go up. It's not like 2027 is going to be way cheaper than 2025. Like, that's just not really going to happen. So if it is something that you want, not only from Olight, but just really any company, God, even domestic companies, because even domestic companies get parts and equipment and all that kind of stuff from international. So it's just something to consider. If international trade is becoming not as friendly, which seems the way that things are going, things will become more expensive for sure. And even forget about all the trade stuff. Forget about that. Just look at like inflation. Just look at like just how the world works. Like, as each year progresses, money is worth less. Deflation is a pretty rare thing. Inflation is always happening. So, not only are products just getting more expensive to create, but also just the money in general is worth less as well. So like I said, if you think that things in 2027, 2028 are going to be a way better deal than 2025, I don't think that's the case, like, ever. Like, I don't think a bunch of stuff is cheaper right now than it was in 2018. Like, no, it's more. Let's see here. I can definitely hear the concern in your voice. Gold is at record levels. Yeah, exactly. And that's another sign as well. Like, when gold goes way up, it's usually like other things are going down because people are investing in gold, because they believe that is a very good storage of wealth, which time has told us that it is. If you bought gold like 10 years ago, your gold is probably worth a hell of a lot more money than it was 10 years ago now. Yeah, I mean, it is the way it is. If it's something expensive that you want to buy, I would probably just do it. I don't see things going down in price. I feel like that would be, I don't think any financial analyst, anybody is saying like, oh yeah, everything's going to get way cheaper soon. Like, nobody's saying that. Sean, is there any talk of bringing some production to the U.S. to avoid tariff? Yeah, so I'll mention this. And again, we're not getting political here. I'm not talking about politicians or decision makers, and forget all that. We're just talking in the context of Olight now. So our CEO, Fox, actually released a note right when we released the sale. So that was about a week ago was when we launched the sale. It was last Saturday. So it's been almost a full week since this happened. In our Facebook group, he wrote a letter to our fans, and basically talked about how times are quite uncertain right now in terms of things that we have to do in the future. We're really not sure. He was saying, maybe one day in the future you will see assembled in Arizona, or made in, Vietnam, or made in Thailand, or, it is possible. It is possible that we will, start to move production out of China. Obviously, that is a very, very difficult thing to do. I know a lot of you guys maybe haven't seen our factory lately, but the factory is a very developed and intense place. It's not like you can just like pack up with a moving company in a couple hours and roll out. It is quite an operation over there with hundreds of employees, CNC machines everywhere, equipment, products, components, just stuff everywhere, guys. I mean, our factory is 200,000 square feet, has multiple floors, hundreds of people working there. So to just like move away from that and just do something completely different is an unbelievable task. Unbelievable. So I don't know the timeline on that. I don't know how they're moving forward with that. I'm just letting you know that our own CEO wrote a letter to our fans about a week ago. You can see it in our Facebook group for sure. And he basically mentioned that, who knows, maybe in the future you will see assembled in the US or made in, Thailand or whatever. It's possible. A lot of manufacturing right now is being moved to India. Probably the next iPhone that you buy is probably made in India. Just because they have the manpower, they have the space, they have the ability to have these large scale factories there. So a lot of things are going to happen. And it's not only from Olight, it's from all companies that make stuff overseas, which is most companies that make stuff on a large scale. If you're making millions of products, you probably are doing it overseas. Certain things logistically, I think don't really make sense. Like, for example, like even a lot of the foreign car companies have factories in the US. I used to live in Atlanta, and right outside of Atlanta is a gigantic Kia factory. That's incredible. I was able to actually see it. And so I think you will start to see more and more manufacturing, not only, moving to the US, but I think to a lot of other like Southeast Asia countries, and one for sure, India. I think India is about to get a lot more rich because of all this. So I think they are benefiting quite a lot. I think the surrounding countries are benefiting too. Like Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, even Japan. A lot of the surrounding companies will see some benefits from this as well. So, yeah. Made in the USA would be awesome. It would be awesome. It's just, it's more of the concern about like price point, these products are amazing, but if this flashlight that costs $140 ended up costing $250 because it was made here, are we changing our clientele? Are we shutting some people out who are like, I can't afford a $250 flashlight? So it's so tough. It's like we still want to offer low cost products. Like, we don't want to have a high barrier to entry. I won't mention names, but there's a couple flashlight companies out there where, their cheapest product is $100 plus. A lot of their products are $200, $300. And it's like, okay, there's a lot of people who just like don't even look at those products because they're not going to spend $200, $300 on a flashlight. So regardless of what happens with manufacturing and the location of things, like we need to still figure out a way to offer things that are cost effective, like the O-Clip Ultra. These cost $50. We always need to offer products that are in that $40, $50 range. Like, I think we should always have product that's a sweet spot, like $50. That's an acceptable price for a fantastic product that has a lifetime warranty. It's more than acceptable. But if this O-Clip Ultra was $110, it might be harder for people to justify it and be like, yeah, that's worth it still. I don't know. And so that's the hardest part of running a company that sells products is, how much should we spend on making the products? You have to choose like what level of product that you want. Do you want to have something that's very high level and expensive, or do you want to have something that's a little more entry level? And what are the costs that go into that? What are the kinds of like market research to figure out who is in the market for that? It's really hard. It's frustrating how hard business is. And I think that's why, in order to run a successful business, you need hundreds and thousands of people working 40 plus hours a week in order to make it happen. The reason why all these products exist, the reason why we have fantastic customer service and an awesome brand and the whole community and all that is because there are a lot of people that work really hard for this company. Like, there's no hack. I don't think Olight got lucky, like, ever. I think everything that's been achieved by this company has just been from insanely hard work, overtime all the time, working on Saturdays, 3-shift production, like just constantly working, is how all this exists, Price would go up. Yeah, exactly. I've been puking my guts out for 2 days and still barely caught the live. Caleb, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Professor Sean, come on. As it should be, meritocracy. Right on, right on. Your team really delivers, true dedication. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, nothing in this life is free or out of luck. Yeah, no. If you guys have seen any of the internal stuff going on at this company, if you guys have seen any videos or pictures of the factory, seen any pictures or videos of our offices, I mean, this is like one of the most hardworking companies like I have ever seen. It is unbelievable how hard everyone works for this brand. And we've got over 1,000 employees, guys. Granted, we sell products in over 100 countries. When you're selling products in most of the countries of the world, that makes it pretty difficult. For example, like here's something that's kind of cool at our headquarters. And I appreciate you guys for watching this and having me just kind of just talk with you guys. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to do today anyways. Obviously we can talk about the brand new products, and today is the last day you can take advantage of our 18th anniversary event. So please, just a quick reminder, definitely get those orders in today because the event ends tonight at midnight Eastern time. But anyways, where was I going with this? I had a really good story, and then I started talking about, all right, we'll go back to it. Skinny Rogers, what's going on? Could you create a new O strip and make it longer? I would be happy to give them that recommendation. I wouldn't mind a longer O strip too. I literally just told a story about how we went out camping. We had this really cool kind of canopy set up with table and chairs, and we actually had to set up 3 O strips for it to go around the entire canopy, which was fine. We had quite a few of them, but I agree. It would have been nicer just to have one that was super long, and then we could put it up there. So great recommendation. I'm on board with that. That makes sense. And that would be easy for us to do. That's not that hard to just make it longer. Let's see. Love you all in your products. Keep up the great work. We will all survive this together. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, that's awesome. Can you make big lamps for homes? We are looking at doing like more like stationary stuff. So like not only pocket flashlights and lights to put on your belt and on your person. I hope to see more products like that, kind of like the Audience, the Hayloop, these more kind of lights that go on tripods that are more for camping, for home use, stuff like that. I would love to see more products in that lineup. We do offer a lot, actually. In terms of the lanterns and the home lights and the work lights and the stuff that we make. But I would like to see more kind of put it in your trunk, use it at the campsite, use it when you're, grilling out in the backyard, use it, in the garage is a good one. I would like to see more of that. And I have seen some markups and some write-ups of some products that are in that genre, and that's basically all I can say at this point. But yes, that is a part of the business that we haven't forgotten about, and hopefully this year we'll release some more kind of work lights, stationary lights, home lights, stuff like that. Any live stream discount codes? Yeah, let me go ahead and give you one. Why not? So here, let me give you a discount code. I actually have one. We got a lot of people watching right now, so this is a good time to bring it up. Let me give you guys a discount code. How about that? So let me pull this up. I promise I'm not just using my phone right now. I'm trying to look up this discount code for you guys. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm just hanging out using my phone. That's cool with you guys, right? All right, so the discount code is Olight 0418. Olight 0418. So Olight. Here, I'll type it into the chat. Olight 0418. 0418 for today, right? April 18th. And just Olight. So Olight 0418. The numbers 0418. Olight 0418. And from there, yeah, strip. Exactly. Put it in all caps just to be safe. But only, yeah, for the US store. And let's see here. Discount is good for 200 uses. So we got 200 uses on that. So I think we're good there. And it is a 10% off discount with no threshold. Okay. So it doesn't matter the grand total of your order. You could spend $1,000, you could spend $50, and you'll still be able to get the 10% off. So not too bad. I mean, hey, you spend $100, you get $10 off. There's free lunch, right? So definitely use that code Olight 0418. Olight 0418. Caps lock on. Why not? Caps lock on. Yeah. Or you can just like hold the caps, or you could hold like the shift key with your pinky and I always do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I can just actually just lock the caps. I don't have to just hold shift when I'm doing everything. Can you use it on the special thing tonight? Stephanie, no. It's just for the products that are for this event. Yeah. Let's see here. You cannot cut the O strip. Don't cut the O strip. Yeah, don't do that. I know there's some LED strips out there where you can actually like just cut it up and make your own size. Don't do that with the O strip. Yeah, I asked that. That was one of the first questions I asked when it first came out, and they were like, no. It's one piece. It's built the way it's built. Let's see here. Marauder Mini OAL, that would be awesome. We got pretty close here with the desert terrain. I'll go ahead and show this to you guys. I'll show you guys a couple lights here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do the giveaway. But yeah, desert terrain, Marauder Mini looks fantastic. It's got this really nice kind of topographic design going on the entire body of it. Yeah, you can, there you go. You see all the little lines right there and all that cool stuff. So it kind of looks like a map. And then with the this desert color, gives it that kind of rugged feel. So yeah, beautiful light. Marauder Mini, 7,000 lumens. 600 meter beam distance. There you go. You're getting that tight hotspot again. And then on top of that, you got RGB. So we got red, green, and blue. So you got 7,000 lumens, 600 meter beam distance, and RGB, massive battery, magnetic charging, rubber grips, lifetime warranty again. It's incredible. We got this little sheath right here too, if you want to take it on the go. This is free. It does come with the light. It's got a very, very large opening here for your belt. So even if you have like a battle belt or law enforcement, security, whatever, it'll easily fit on there. And so if you want, you can just put this on your person and then you're out the door. So really, really beautiful light. I think a Marauder Mini should be in every Olight collection. I think it is in most collections at this point. We've come out with this light in so many different colors. And that's another tidbit I'll mention. And this isn't just from Olight. Like, if a company comes out with a product in a whole bunch of different colors and versions and editions and all of that, it's because it's an awesome product, okay? A company wouldn't come out with 10 versions of a product unless it's fantastic and sells really well and is a massive success, right? If something doesn't do well, we're just going to discontinue it and just move on and stop making it, right? Because it just doesn't make any sense to keep going on something that isn't popular, doesn't sell well, etc. I mean, this is just basic business logic, right? So the fact that products like the Seeker 4 Pro, the Marauder Mini, Baton 4 Premium Edition, stuff like this, we've come out with it in like 10 plus versions. Baton 4, we've probably come out with it in like 15, 20 versions at this point because it's that good, okay? If we've come out with something in 10 plus versions, at least buy one of them because it's an awesome product. And that's not just from Olight. I think that's from most companies. Like, if they release a whole bunch of different versions and they keep releasing a product over and over again, like for example, Apple with the iPhone, like when it first comes out, they have like 4 different colors, but then as time progresses, they release more colors. Like they'll do green or yellow or gold or whatever. Like, I think it was the iPhone 14 or something, and they released that like OD green version like halfway through the life cycle, and everybody was like, oh my God, it's a new color. They do that kind of stuff because these are popular products, and why wouldn't you come out with a new color of it when everybody loves the product? So all I'm saying is, if we come out with something in a whole bunch of different colors, that is a telltale sign that it is a successful and awesome product, and we're going to keep supporting it, keep releasing it. That's a good thing. Marauder Mini, Baton 4 Pro, Baton 4, Seeker 4 Pro, that's what I meant. All just absolutely like standout lights. Arcfeld series as well. I mean, this is just 3 of the colors we've done. We've probably done 10 plus of the Arcfeld series as well. We even are starting to come out with new versions of the Ultra. I mean, we have the blue Ultra now. We finally come out with a successful new color of the OAL. And then on top of that, of course, we have the Stealth Gray, which is at the moment only with the Warrior Ultra. So anyways, just a little tidbit. Like, when you see Olight coming out with a bunch of different colors of a single product, give it a try. It's probably amazing. Just got home a few minutes ago. Code was limited to 200 uses. Yes, code is limited to 200 uses. And it is Olight 0418. Yep, Olight 0418. Let's see here, Olight 0418. Olight 0418. How about a yellow lens for the Javelot Turbo? Need it for that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, Javelot Turbo 2 just recently came out. We came out with a like kind of a kit version, which was primarily for rifle use, for hunting rifles. But it did come with a couple of filters as well that you could stick onto the front of it. We had a red one and a blue one. Or was it green? It was red and green, or red and blue. There's one color that it was missing. Anyways, we did come out with a couple of filters for the brand new, the Javelot Turbo 2 that just came out this year. Yellow is a good idea. That's smart. Yellow is good for like night vision and stuff too. You know how they make those like yellow glasses that people use to drive at night? That helps with like glare and harsh colors and things like that. That would be cool. Good idea. Good idea. Why wouldn't we come out with some more filters, considering the Javelite Turbo 2 literally just came out? Red and green. Thank you. Thank you. Not blue. Not blue. But yellow cuts through snow and rain. Thank you, Doomsday. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on. Okay. Yellow also helps, yeah, with rain visibility. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will put that in as well. Okay, so far we've got the longer O strip, which was a great suggestion, and then the yellow filter for Javelot series, Marauder series, like the more like professional series. That would be really cool. Make a Glock slide out of OAL. Don't eat yellow snow. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Diane, what products are you using it on? If it's like a bundle or something like that, it probably won't work. It depends on the product that you use it on. Basically, what you'll need to do is just add things to your cart. Like, I know for a fact it works on all of like the MSRP products. So if you're buying any of like the new stuff, like the Warrior Ultra, the O-Clip Ultra, anything like that, the code for sure works. If you're worried about the code not working, I would add an O-Clip Ultra to your order and then see if it takes money off of that. But it isn't for every single product, considering that, you know, we already have bundles on the website up to like 40% off. Unfortunately, if it's like a 40% off bundle, we aren't able to do an extra 10% off to make it like 50% off. Because then, to be honest with you, we're just losing money. So, yeah, you can use the code Olight10 too if you want. But anyways, this code, I did order using O coins, but the i3E drop. Yeah, you can use the O coins as well, of course. I'm a big advocate of O coins. They're fantastic. Just a great way to save money. We already make the O site out of OAL. Yeah, the O site is made out of OAL. The O site X, I'm sorry, I'm wearing the microphone. I know the cough is loud. The X and the S are made out of OAL. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, earlier I was talking about a Marauder Mini in OAL. Now that would be quite interesting. That would probably be pretty expensive. But in terms of the O site, it's literally already made out of OAL, so you're good there. O site, the only thing we were talking about was the green dot version, which hasn't come out yet. But of course, whenever the green dot version does come out, of course it's going to be made out of OAL. It's the strongest material. Why wouldn't you use the strongest material available? Sorry, especially for a red dot, you know, something that you're putting on the slide of your gun with all that recoil happening. The OAL is just going to have to be the standard for the sights, for sure. i5 series replacement, that would be really cool. That's something that they, again, it's stuff that they're looking into. They're looking at a lot of new versions of other popular models, to be honest with you. All kinds of stuff they're looking at new versions of. I saw all kinds of prototypes that were new versions of current products when I was over at the headquarters. I was able to visit the engineering department. I was able to hang out with R&D a little bit, and they showed me a lot of new versions of current stuff. So if you're thinking about a new version of something, you know, keep in mind, if there's a new version of something that has come out recently, then we probably won't come out with, like, for example, the Warrior Ultra just came out. So we're probably not going to come out with a new version of the Warrior for a while. O-Clip Ultra just came out. You know, it's probably going to be a little while for the next O-Clip. So, but if it's something that hasn't come out in a while, like the i5 series, you know, they're definitely working on stuff. There's a lot of things in the pipeline. Unfortunately, I can't really spill the beans about any of this. All I can say is I saw a lot going on when I was at the engineering office, and I think the future is very, very bright, regardless of all the tariff crap and all the stuff going on in our world. Regardless of that, there's some amazing stuff that's being designed right now in the engineering lab. So. Hats in the redemption zone, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. If there are hats in the redemption zone, I will be happy to pick up some for myself. Sphere, a sphere OAL. How would we do that? That doesn't even, how would that even work? I don't know how we would make this out of OAL because there's no clear OAL. You know, it's like we kind of have to go with what we can with the clear product. The Sphere C is really great though. For the money, I think it's awesome. Now, if this was like 50, 60 bucks, that would be a pretty hard value proposition. But since they're less than 20 bucks, which let's be honest is basically the price of a large value meal at fast food at this point. I mean, I'd say this is a pretty good value, especially the fact that it has so many different modes. It works with the app that is free to give you way more applications with this. Still has the lifetime warranty and it has the Type-C charging, so you can use your phone charger with it, which is very nice. So yeah, I would definitely say the Sphere is definitely worth the money, considering that it's basically the same price as a trip to Taco Bell at this point. So I'd say it's a pretty good deal. O-clip with a pivot head. That would be cool. Yeah, where you could like move the head around, kind of like the Arc Flex. Which, by the way, the Arc Flex is like the most underrated product we've ever made. That is an amazing product. If you can get your hands on one, please do, because they're amazing. I don't know why. I think the ArcFeld Pro and the ArcFeld Ultra just kind of overshadowed it and kind of killed the Arc Flex's momentum. But it's an amazing product that feels great in the hand. I love how everything's rounded off with the switch on the side. You can move the head. Deep carry pocket clip. Arc Flex is fantastic. I know that's not really one of the lights of the promotion, but I just had to throw that in there. That Arc Flex is awesome, dude. And I don't know, you guys got to try it out if you haven't tried one out. They look incredible. The skeleton version that we did for Halloween last year, oof, that's a really good release. That's a fun light. Olight lighthouses save the ships. Yeah, let's make an Olight lighthouse. Yeah, we need to sponsor a lighthouse. We're just gonna call up lighthouses and be like, hey, is this the lighthouse? Hey, can we sponsor your light? We're just gonna start sponsoring lighthouses. Oh buddy, OA. So well, we did make that. I actually have mine. I'm gonna grab it real quick. And then I promise we'll get to the giveaway. We'll get to the giveaway. But yeah, I want to grab this real quick. I got to show this to you guys. I do have it on my desk right over here. Okay. So we got our little O mascot made out of the OAL, right? So this was the giveaway for the people who attended OFan Day in Las Vegas last year in September. We gave one of these away to everyone who attended the event. This is made out of OAL. This one hasn't been oxidized, so this is like just truly straight up, just like raw machined OAL, but it looks really cool. Our Story Together Olight Fall Event 2024 is what it says on the back. And then here on the front, it says O Mascot OAL. My serial number is 169. So I didn't pick this serial number. They just gave me one at the end of the event. But these look really, really cool. Love these. Let's see here. I'm in for an Olight house. Let's see. Low mode is hold press when off. Yes, it is. Most of our products, if you want to go to that like moonlight mode, you're just going to hold down the switch from off for a few seconds, and that'll bring you into the lowest mode of whatever product that you're using. But yes, holding down from off, typically how you get to moonlight mode on the vast majority of the like 90% of our products. Yeah. Oklahoma Olight store, that would be cool. I think we have a lot of fans in that part of the country. Eventually, we will need to have something in that part of the country. Um, we definitely need some kind of store, in the Midwest, kind of middle of the country for sure. Let's see. Let me see. Any other fun questions before we go into the giveaway here, guys? Any other fun question? Again, if you could hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, that really helps us out with the YouTube algorithms and all that stuff. And let's see. Still goes to straight to medium. Charles, yeah, I would hit up our live chat is really the best way. The live chat is nice because you don't have to wait for someone to email you back. I mean, you submit a response and then they respond to you immediately. It's basically like a chat room. I would suggest going there. Just go to olight.com, go to our store, and go to the live chat section. And there you can literally have a conversation with our customer service rep. But anyways, I mean, I'm sure your product is under warranty. I mean, we always help out people who have any issues. So regardless, you will be helped out. But I would suggest doing that with our live chat. That's going to be the most effective way. They'll be able to either have you send in your product and do a repair, or send you out a new product, or they can do like a little bit of troubleshooting with you to figure it out. Regardless, you will have a solution, whatever it takes. You will have a working light. But the live chat is really the best way to be able to do that. So let's see. The chatbot is getting better, but the real people that run chat are all amazing. Yeah, I mean, look, if you go like during business hours, the live chat people really are fantastic. I mean, literally their job is to make customers happy and make sure that they have a working Olight product. I mean, any person that you talk to with our service, that is the goal. That is what they are doing. In their mind the whole time is they're like, oh, you have something that isn't working? Cool. So we're going to make it work, regardless of whatever the solution is. And that's what we do. That's how our service works, is if you have something that's not working, we will get you something that is working no matter what. It could be a repair, it could be a replacement, it could be just some simple troubleshooting, but regardless, you're going to have a working Olight. That is the only purpose of our service department and our live chat. So, pants, I can see. Okay. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got over 200 people watching. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and get into this giveaway, and then you guys can enjoy your Easter weekend. If you guys celebrate Easter, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I know today is Good Friday, so today is technically a holiday. Obviously it's the last day of our sale, so Olight people are definitely working. But maybe some of you guys didn't have to work today, so I hope you enjoy the long weekend. And for the people who celebrate Easter, I hope you enjoy the holiday as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into an O-Clip Ultra giveaway. All right, this is how it's going to work. The number game. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 100. And that number is going to be in my head. And it is your job to guess what that number is. When I give you guys a 5-second countdown, once the countdown is over and I say go, you guys will start giving me just random numbers. Just start typing in random numbers. You can enter as many times as you want, but you can't be like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't do that. You have to actually guess. But you can guess as many times as you want. And whoever has the number that's in my head first in the chat will receive a free O-Clip Ultra. All you got to do is email me your shipping address and I'll send it out to you for $0, zero shipping, totally for free. So let's go ahead and let's get it started. So I'm going to come up with the number in my head right now. Okay, I got the number in my head. So let's get started with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead. And we're going to start with the Ready Spaghetti from Motorida is where I'm going to go ahead and start. So basically, I'm just scrolling down. You guys, please guess numbers while I'm doing this. All right. So yeah, go ahead and guess. Go ahead and get your guesses on, guys. Get your guesses on. And as you do that, I will be scrolling. All right. Okay, so let's scroll here. Ready spaghetti. Let's scroll down. Okay, there it is. So we have our winner. The winner is Todd Carr with 23. Todd Carr, congratulations. That was the number, 23. So well done, Todd. Todd, send me an email, man. Email is Sean, SEAN, at olightstore.com. SEAN at olightstore.com. And all you have to do is just send me your address, obviously, to send it to, and then a phone number to attach to the shipment. And that's all I need. Just an address and a phone number. Email me, Sean, SEAN, at olightstore.com. All right. Congratulations, Todd. Well done. Well done, my friend. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this live video. Again, give it a thumbs up if you haven't yet. That really, really helps us out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I know we went way off topic. I have all these awesome products here. But, you know, just a few days ago, I went through all the products. So I thought today would be a little more conversational, especially the fact that, you know, a lot of you guys have already placed your orders. But I do have to do one final reminder. Today is the last day of our 18th anniversary event. Please use that Olight 0418 discount code. I'll go ahead and type it in here just one more time. Olight 0418 discount code. Please type that into checkout when you place your orders today, and you'll be able to get 10% off of your order. All right. Please make sure to use your O coins as well. That's another way to save a little bit of money with your order. And then, of course, you know, you'll get the free i3E as long as you're logged into an account when placing your order. And there's all kinds of deals. I mean, there are deals up to 40% off regardless of the MSRP products. So thank you guys so much. Head over to the website, order what you can. Thank you so much for your support. We definitely need all the support we can get. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you guys next week. All right.